there, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the sentimental items in my wardrobe and how much that has impacted the direction of my making. So I'm here today in my studio. It's my attic, guys. But I made it look really fancy to share some stuff with you. So I've always been someone that has a lot of meaning tied to objects and clothing, photos. I'm just very sentimental. And for a long time, I was really insecure about that because I grew up with the narrative that made me materialistic or shallow. But recently, I have been breaking away from those ideas and realizing that they hold a lot of creative potential. So I've been really letting those things inspire me and lead me. And recently, I've been going through Seamwork Style Workshop, which is a workbook about kind of defining your style. And it's really in depth. It goes into who you are and your experiences and how you want to express that. So for today, I wanted to highlight one of the sections in the Style Workshop, and that is a page titled Beloved, where the workshop has you list items and objects that you hold dear. And what does that really mean to you, and what does it mean for your making? So in this video, I'm wanting to share some garments, some accessories, and some fabrics that I'm really excited about. So first up is garments, and some of them are handmade, some of them are ready to wear, and some of them don't even fit me anymore. But I still really love them and am really excited to incorporate them somehow into the direction I'm going with my wardrobe. So first up is this dress. This is one that I made last year. It is the Wearable Studio Heidi dress, and it's a free pattern, and I love it so much. I really loved how I felt wearing this dress, and I know that's not really something I can describe very well. I just know I felt very much myself when I wore it, and it was so easy because it's very much just a shift dress, and these ties are sewn into, go this way, the ties are sewn into the back pleats, so it's just really easy to wear, and I made it from a linen, which feels so good, and the color just made me feel very at home in myself, if that makes sense. So I definitely want to recreate another one of these this summer. So I'm going to take a look at my stash to see what kinds of fabrics I can make one up in. So this next one I made 2 years ago, and I still really, really love it. This is the Pattern Scout Hana tank, or Hana tank dress, I should say. So it's a mid-weight linen, and I found these really incredible buttons, and I didn't think of it when I bought the buttons separately than I bought the fabric. I didn't think of them together necessarily. But when I put them together on this dress, I realized that I unintentionally recreated a dress that my mom had, like when I was growing up in the 90s. I think hers was a midi length, but same idea of like linen sack dress in a emerald green with kind of iridescent buttons. And when I realized that, I was so excited, and I felt closer to my mom, who lives in America, and I really miss her. So it just gave me like a lot of fondness for my childhood. So yeah, I really love this one. I also want to say that when I took photos of this dress, because it was actually a pattern test, it was one of the first times that I really let go in front of the camera and let myself really just be. And I love the way that the photos came out, even when I felt like, whoa, they were too much. Maybe they were even like a little too sexy. There was like a lot of freedom in that. So I always feel a little bit of that when I wear this dress. This one I love so much and I still wear. This is the Wilder gown by Friday Pattern Company. I made this for my birthday last year, and I think, yeah, it just, even though it was for my birthday, it was to mark me getting older. It made me feel really young because of the print. This is totally something that I would have gone for in my late teens and early 20s. And it's just makes me so happy. I really like the bugs and the butterflies. I just think they're so fun. And it kind of marked a moment for me in my making where I decided that I really want to continue sewing things that are fun and that are maybe even a little bit silly, like a bug print. But there's something so freeing in that. And of course, I like sewing basics. You need cake with your frosting. But I love the way I feel in this dress. I feel very fun and very free, and it reminds me to not be so serious. So this top I did not make. I bought this, oh gosh, I think in 2011. It is, I think, the oldest thing in my wardrobe, and sadly it does not fit me anymore. This has very California vibes to me, and when I wear it, I felt very connected to those roots. Both my family on both sides is from California, and this has very boardwalk or festival kinds of feelings. So I really want to recreate something like this. And I think I want to use the Seamwork Madu top. It's a little bit, the details are different. It's a raglan sleeve. It doesn't have any of the button details, but it does have an elasticated waist, which I will add the drawstring to. And I think that the neckline is similar enough. And then I can add the lace, of course, with the raglan sleeves. So I'll be on the lookout for a cotton crocheted lace of some sort to hopefully make that up this summer. So lastly, this is my Hey June Sheridan sweater. And this was one that really showed me how sewing basics for myself could be really fun. I love the details of the elasticated sleeve. It has kind of a balloon effect. And then the pattern calls it a built-up bateau neckline. So it's kind of like a 60s funnel neck. And I just think it's really fun and a really great way to wear a sweatshirt that has a little more personality to it. So this one is a little bit small. So I definitely want to make another one of these up this fall. So those are the garments some of my favorite garments that are kind of leading the direction of where I want to go with sewing up my wardrobe. So next up is accessories, and I have 3 pairs of shoes, a hat, and a necklace to share with you guys. So first up are my favorite boots. They are vintage, and they are from my old theater group in college. I got to wear them when I played Audrey in Shakespeare's As You Like It. So whenever I step into them, I get a little bit of her sass, because Audrey is a very sassy character. They're also the boots that I assigned to a character in a different play when I was head of wardrobe for a semester, which was a really fun experience. And really meaningful to me as far as what I now do with making my own clothes, because it's all about a character's expression and curating like different collections aesthetically. So definitely things that I'm applying in my making now. But yeah, I love these and they're so fun. I love the little covered buttons and elastic loops. Yeah, love these. So next are these gold T-strap flats. And I love these so much. I just got them, but I've worn them almost every day since I bought them. When I saw them last fall, I really fell in love with them, but I thought those are too much for me. Gold is too flashy. I'll never wear them. It's not practical. But it just stayed in my mind. So when I saw that Clark's was having a sale, I just thought I would go and check to see if they were still available, and they were. So I finally like snapped them up, and I'm so glad I did because like I said, I've worn them almost every day. They're so comfortable. Metallic turns out to be a bit of a neutral. It really goes with everything and puts a bit of sass in my step. So I really love these. I loved them so much, in fact, that I tracked down these babies on eBay. So it felt a little bit silly to buy the same pair of shoes, but in a different color. But like I said, they were so comfortable and they felt really good. I really love this style. And the black ones, I feel like even more myself in, because they kind of remind me of jazz shoes, which connects me a bit to, yeah, my history with musical theater. So I really love that. It's also a really fun way for me to play with menswear. It's not something I ever felt comfortable doing with my clothing. That I loved like the dapper style, but I just didn't think it was for me. But really, like these fun shoes are a great way to kind of dip my toes into that style. So next I have my Mary Poppins hat, which when I put it on, I really, you can see why I call it the Mary Poppins hat. I just think it's so fun. And yeah, reminds me of my favorite movie growing up, but also is really practical for me because I get sunsick really easily, and the little ties down here can tie under my chin for bike rides. So really love that one. So the last of the accessories I wanted to share about was my favorite necklace. So it is this wood teardrop on a long gold chain. And it's super versatile. I wear it several times a week. It goes with everything and it's really simple. The wood makes me feel like connected to nature, but it's a cool geometric shape. So it's a little bit modern. But what's really special to me is how I got it. The first time I was in the Netherlands, I was meeting all my partner's friends and family, and I met one of his friends. I think we hung out for maybe a half hour a couple of times. And before I left to go back to America, she gave me this gift. And it was so special to me because I had never had someone in such a short time like read me so well and then find an object that represented me. Yeah, I felt so seen and so recognized. But yeah, it makes me happy whenever I think about that. And when I wear it, it makes me feel like I can be a little bit more present with whoever or whatever I'm doing. So next I wanted to share a couple of my favorite fabrics. This one here, I got a couple months ago in a de-stash sale from someone here in the Netherlands. And it's a viscose, like with kind of a slubby texture and these really cool stripes, but in the stripes, it has these fun little faces. And it really caught my eye, and I had the same reaction that I had to the shoes, where I was immediately like, oh, I love it. But should I really wear that? Like, oh, I don't know. And at that point, I was like, if I'm having that kind of reaction, I think that is a flag to say that I should go for it, that I should step outside of my comfort zone a little bit, because clearly something in me is really excited about this, and I should honor that. So I'm really excited about it. I have 2 pieces. One is 1 meter and one is 80 centimeters. So I think that should be enough for me to get a Norma blouse from. The Norma blouse by Fiber Mood is a really beautiful V-neck top with buttons down the front and then really fun balloon sleeves. So I think that will be really great in this fabric. Oh, sorry, my lady. So the other fabric that is really speaking to me right now is this. Woo! Hey, buddy. Oh, I guess I'll just put this on. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so this floral viscose sold out like almost immediately, and I'm so glad I got my hands on some of it, because when I looked at it, I was immediately transported to my grandparents' house. So my grandparents built their house in Reno in the 70s, and all of their decor was basically this pattern. These big orange and yellow and pink florals. They were on their dishes, on their lamps, on their couch. And yeah, it just made me like swell up a little bit. I haven't gotten to see my grandma since I moved to the Netherlands, and I really, really miss her. And so I thought that it would be really nice for me to purchase this fabric and make something up in it so that when I wear it, I can feel a little bit more connected to her, and I hope I'll get to see her soon. So those are the items I wanted to share. I've been so amazed at how simply naming my favorite items and saying why they're my favorite has inspired me and unlocked a lot of creative direction. And I'm really excited to add some new things into my wardrobe based on the things that I already love. And I think that sentimental items are so important, and clothing and accessories can hold such a history and express so much of who a person is. So I love talking about this stuff. Clearly, it's been a long video. But if you have something that means a lot to you, I would really love to hear about it. So you can reach out to me on Instagram or comment on this video. You can write me a letter, because how fun would that be? Yeah, I'd love to talk more about it. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye.